Hello guys, welcome to part 13 of Legacy. First of all, I wanna say that this story doesn't belong to me. I'm just narrating it. If you wanna read the full story for yourself, you will find the link to the original post down in the description. That being said, let's get into the video. Legacy, Part 13, Chapter 13, Mission to the Land of the Waterfall. The next week, after everyone returned from their web mission went without much travel, the Hokage gave them the week off so they could train and rest and do the occasional D rank mission. During this week, Naruto and Hinata trained with Zabuza in their Kenjutsu and Hinata in Solution Ninjutsu. Apart from training with Zabuza, they also did their normal training with Kuronai Sensei, but there wasn't much she could teach them. Also, Hokage started in the Haku started in the hospital learning the basic of the medical ninjutsu. She was really skilled in it. Naruto also trained with Hinata since she started showing a lightning affinity. With this training, she started developing a new taijutsu style that was rather deadly. One small touch and everything was over. This new style would be considered an improvement over her flowing fist. Currently, it was around 4 p.m. and both Naruto and Hinata were resting on the couch, locked in the make-out session. Naruto was on top, panting kiss all around her neck, making her laugh. She decided to return the favor and flipped him, making her be on top. She kissed deeply in the lips for a few seconds after him dressed. Suddenly there was a knock on the door and Naruto pondered that it went there a long time. I swear I am about to kill whoever knocked. Naruto muffled as he got up and went to the door. Come on, Naruto-kun, be nice. Hinata said, we can always continue after it," she said, winking at him. Naruto turned back to look at her with a devious smile that gave her chills. Naruto opened the door and saw an Anbu marked shinobi standing there. Yes, Naruto asked. The Hokage demands your presence in the council room, the Anbu said and grabbed his arm, getting ready to take him away. Naruto removed his arm from his grip. We will be there momentarily, Naruto said in a cold tone, glaring at him with his cold blue eyes. The Anbu nodded. Naruto closed the door and turned back to Hinata, who was waiting for him. Sorry, Hima, but the council wants me. Wanna come? It's fun, he said, smirking. Sure, sure, let me grab a coat, she replied. She got up, grabbed a coat, and both walked out of the house. When outside, they both shishwing to the Hokage Tower council room. Naruto and Hinata arrived at the Hokage Tower and made their way towards the council room. When they arrived, there was an Anbu situated outside the room, guarding it. The Anbu opened the door and they both walked in. The civilian council immediately started glaring at him, and he simply discarded it. Hiyashi was glaring daggers at Hinata, wondering what she was doing here. What are you doing here, Hinata? Hiyashi asked. Can't I be here for my boyfriend? She replied, kissing him on the cheeks and getting a disgustful look from Hiyashi and the civilians. Disgusting. How can you associate with a D? Hiyashi didn't finish as a kunai launched from Naruto's launched itself in the all near his head, cutting a few hair and making the man freeze. Obviously, if you're gonna insult the man's girlfriend, obviously he's gonna retaliate. Careful, Hiyashi-sama, I wouldn't want you to break the Hokage-sama's law, Naruto replied. Naruto said, smirking. The Hyugas were known for always remaining cool no matter how stressful the situation. Everyone's eyes widened. If he wanted, he could have killed him right here and now. No one even saw him. No one even saw him pull out a kunai. You dare attack me? I can kill your precious girlfriend here and only lifting two fingers. Girlfriend here only lifting two fingers. Hiyashi said in a calm tone. You could try, but if you would hit the floor dead before your fingers were even in the tiger's seal, Naruto calmly said. Is that a threat? Hiyashi asked, narrowing his eyes. No, just a warning. If you do anything to harm her, well, in this case, you would call it the Hyuga massacre. Except I would only kill the main house since they are all arrogant. Naruto said, and everyone glared, and Hiyashi simply scoffed. He would have his revenge, but not now, trying to defuse the situation before he embarrassed himself even more. How can you have weapons here? The Anbu outside should have made sure no weapons were allowed in here, Hiyashi said. The Hokage only watched the initiation with fascination. Here it was a 14-year boy pissing off the council. It amusing as hell. So he just watched. Obviously, a council meeting is very boring, but Naruto is making it fun. See these little things, Naruto said and showed his wristband. In this weight band, I have a few storage sealed for kunai, shuriken, and senbon. It's a lot easier than carrying a pouch. Besides, it's not my fault that the Anbu didn't check them. Naruto explained. Besides, I don't understand why you prevent weapons here, but you let in shinobi without restraining their chakra. Chakra is the shinobi's ultimate weapon. Without it, we are nothing more than civilian. Naruto said, and everyone pondered. He has a point, you know. Shukaku asked, relating and a few nodded. That is not what we called you here for. One of the civilians said. Before we start, may I ask what is Sasuke doing here? Naruto said, and everyone stared at him, wondering how he managed to sense his chakra. Sasuke stepped out of the dark of the shadows, smirking. How did you know I was here, dope? Sasuke asked. Everyone seemed to keep forgetting that I am a censor. Naruto said, sighing. Hey, old man. So Naruto didn't get to finish. Show respect to the Hokage, brat, Hiyashi said. Fine, Hokage-sama. I was wondering the reason you called me. Naruto said. That I would like to know as well, the Hokage replied, looking at the civilian council who was a bit nervous. We are here so that Naruto-san can teach Uchiha-sama that lightning jutsu you used in your last mission. One of the civilians said, and Naruto narrowed his eyes. Sorry, not teaching it. It's an S-rank jutsu of my own creation, so it belongs to me, and I alone can choose who to teach it to, Naruto said, and the civilian side erupted in protest. Naruto simply waited for them to calm down. You should be proud of teaching the Uchiha-sama. The pink-haired banshee yelled. Her name was Sakura, and she was Sakura's mother. I don't understand you. Couple of weeks ago, you bitched about me becoming a shinobi, and one of you hired two jonin to assassinate me, and now you want me to teach him. Naruto said, and the shinobi side froze when they heard they tried to assassinate him. Could you clarify your assassination attempt, Naruto-san? Shibi said. Aburame Shibi was Shino's father and the current head of the Aburame clan. The night after the graduation, one of the members of the civilian side named Tonkanta hired two Johnnies to kill us. They managed to break into my house during the night and tried to stab us. However, I sensed them and we killed one of them while restraining the other and delivering him to the Hokage. Naruto explained. We, Shibi asked. Hinata is living with me, Naruto explained, and Hiyashi thought that her daughter wouldn't sink any lower. After that, the one who hired them was executed for an attack attempt on a leaf shinobi, Naruto explained. Oh, and just so warn you, if you try again, I already protected my house with a few security seals. So if anyone tries to break into it, they will have a nasty surprise. Naruto said, smirking evilly and giving the civilian shivers. We are getting off topic. We demand you teach the jutsu to Hokage Uchiha-sama. Sakiri said, getting to the point of the meeting. I already said that I wouldn't. It's my creation. For example, Naruto said and turned towards Hiyashi. The kaiten technique doesn't require any type of bloodline, so anyone could learn it. Why not teach it to the general shinobi? Naruto asked. That technique is secret of the Hyuga clan, but I wonder how you know about it. Hiyashi said, narrowing his eyes. Naruto said, and Hinata Hima. Naruto said, and Hinata went to the middle of the room and started spinning in with a low-powered kaiten, and so she didn't destroy anything. How dare you use a technique of the main branch of the Hyugas? Hiyashi yelled, getting up and finally losing his temper and raising his two fingers to activate Hinata's curse seal. Naruto, seeing this, they dashed forward with blinding speed and smashed both hands into Hiyashi's chest, saying, "Chakra seal." Applying a chakra restriction seal with his left hand and saying paralyzing seal, meaning he used both of his hands to use different kind of seal, one hand to use the chakra seal and another hand to use the paralyzing seal, applying a seal that stopped all motion for Hiyashi, freezing him in place with his right hand. Suddenly, Anbu appeared in the room with swords drawn and pointed to Naruto's neck. Everyone's eyes were bulging out at the event that transpired just a few seconds ago. The Hokage was simply enjoying his life. Naruto's speed was been phenomenal as his work with seals. Only a skilled seal master would apply seals with his hand. Naruto activated his Kamui with his Sharingan hidden and simply walked through the Anbus and their swords towards Hinata. Anbu just watched him literally walk through them like he was a ghost. I told you council meetings are fun, Naruto said, and Hinata giggled while everyone was staring at the pair. Naruto-kun, remove the seal from Hiyashi, the Hokage said, and Naruto complied and removed his seal from him. And Hiyashi, refrain yourself from disturbing action. The Hokage concluded. Hiyashi continued glaring at the pair, releasing a little bit of ki that didn't even affect them. Now I wouldn't teach it to Sasuke for 3 reasons, Naruto said and started. First, he doesn't deserve it. He is an arrogant kid who thinks everyone should kneel before him. Second, you need a very high lightning affinity to able to use it. Your affinity must be on the same level as the second's water affinity, but in this case, case for lightning. Third, I am a shinobi, so you have no authority over me. Naruto concluded. Sasuke, seeing this, slicked his teeth as Naruto was explaining. You don't deserve that power, and you everyone should kneel before the Uchihas. Sasuke said and rushed towards Naruto with the kunai. Naruto sidestepped him and placed him in a chokehold. After a few seconds, he dropped him onto the floor unconscious. You killed him, Anbu. Kill the demon. Sakiri yelled, and Naruto simply sighed. He is just unconscious. As much as I hate him, I wouldn't kill him just because of his temper. Naruto explained, and you are worshipping the Uchiha. This will be your downfall one day. Cared to explain how he managed to pull a kunai from his pouch. Naruto asked. Nobody answered. The Shinobi Council didn't like the Uchihas much. The Uchihas. He was an arrogant fool, but the civilian pampered his every demand. Naruto-san, we agreed that jutsu is yours and only you should choose who to teach it to. Shibi said, thank you, Aburame-san. Naruto said, glad this was over. However, he hoped he could still have a bit of fun with anyone else. However, could you explain the requirements and disadvantage of the jutsu for classification? Shibi said that jutsu could very well be a kenjutsu, not a problem. For starters, to use this attack, you need a high lightning affinity because you need to be able to draw the energy from the Earth's electromagnetic field. Once you manage to gather enough of it in the same place, cloud will form and create thunders. Once this is done, I can manipulate the thunders and redirect it to the enemy. Due to using nature's energy instead of chakra, the attack is extremely more powerful. The only drawback is that after using it, you can only use it. The only drawback is that after using it, you can only use it in the same place after a few moments. So that the energy from the field can be stabilized, meaning you can use this jutsu in the same place continuously. Naruto explained, and everyone thought about the possibility of that jutsu. It could possibly topple a building or destroy a small army. Yeah, it's gonna destroy a small army in the future. You are skilled, Naruto-san. My son was right about you, Shibi said, and Naruto nodded. Can we leave now? Naruto asked, and seeing the Hokage nodding, they started walking out of the room until they heard one of the civilians whisper, "Demon!" But everyone heard it. From Kami's say, "For God's sake, how the hell can I prove that I am not the Kyuubi?" Naruto asked, but everyone remained silent. Naruto decided to scare the crap out of them and said, "Oh, I know a way," and everyone perked up. "Hey Kyuubi, wake up!" Naruto said to Kurama, but out loud so everyone could hear him. Everyone wondering what he was going to do, but civilians were all sweating bullets. "What do you want, kid?" Kurama asked. "How about we play with them for a bit? Just don't kill anyone," Naruto thought, and Kurama smirked. "Kagebushin no Jutsu, Shadow Clone Jutsu," Naruto said and made a single clone. In the clone, Kurama took control. His eyes became blood red with vertical slits. His whiskers mark became more prominent, and his teeth became fangs. Oh, hello, hello, the QB said in very dark voice, scaring the crap out of everyone in the civilian side. The Hokage already knew about him helping Naruto, but the shinobi side was a bit worried. QB, Shakiri said. Lord QB, you pathetic mortal. The QB said, and Shagiri snuck shrunk into her chair, just starting at the new transformed, now staring at the new transformed Naruto. You hungry? Naruto asked. I could eat. Kyubi replied. You can start with the pink hair banshee, Naruto said, and Sagiri started shaking and fainted. Naruto, seeing this sweat dropped. She fainted. Pick another. Pick another, he said. Oh, just forget it. I will eat them all. The QB said, and using a despairing henge transformation into a middle-sized fox with 9 tails and orange fur, he calmly walked towards the civilian side. The rest simply watched as on by on the civilian side fainted and remained there on the ground drooling. That was fun, the QB said, making Naruto and Hinata laugh while everyone just sweat dropped. We are leaving. See you tomorrow, old man. Naruto said and walked out of the room. I like his style. Sumi said. She was the head of the Inazuka clan and Kiba's mother. What's that smell? She asked. I think I know, sighing. Who the hell is carrying them home? The Hokage asked, and in a flash the whole civilian side vanished. Did Minato teach them the Hiraition? The Hokage wondered in thought. With our favorite couple. I told you council meetings are fun, Naruto said, chuckling. How are you feeling? You didn't see your father since he expelled you. Naruto said, I am fine. He no longer means anything to me. He was never really a father. I think I never got to love him. She said sadly. Beside, I have you now. Beside, I have you now, and that is all I need. She says, kissing him on the cheek and wrapping herself around his arm, resting her head on his shoulder. Shall we continue what we are doing? Naruto asked, remembering what they were doing before they left. Are you sure? Hinata whispered in a teasing voice. Naruto picked her up, bridal style, and she went home. Few days later, teammate was en route to the Hokage Tower to get a new mission. Their week off was over, and now they were ready for a real mission. No one of those de-racing D-rank mission. During the remaining of the week, Naruto learned a few lightning jutsu from Kakashi. Flashback. Naruto was walking towards Team 7 training ground. Team 7 training ground since he set a training session with Kakashi. Naruto waited a few moments, but then he remembered Kakashi's nasty habit of arriving late on any appointment. Expanded his senses and found Kakashi a few hundred meters away. He walked toward him and found him staring at the memorial stone. Naruto approaching him, but Kakashi didn't even notice him since he was deep in thought. So, Naruto said, startling Kakashi, this is why you spend your time. Naruto continued in a low tone, seeing the name of his parents on the stone. The memorial stone is a monument in Konoha where are written all the names of the shinobi killed in action. KIA, a reminder of their sacrifice to protect their home. I know, but I can forget my past action. If I wasn't so arrogant back then, he could still be alive. Kakashi said, "I am the least of my Genin team. I am the last of my Genin team. My best friend Obito died to save me. Rin sacrificed herself, forcing me to kill her, and Sensei died died defeating the QB in his dying moments, I promised Obito I would take care of Rin and I failed," Kakashi said, almost breaking. "You can protect everyone, even I know that. The only thing we can do is try our hardest, like you. I would do anything like you. I would do anything to protect those who I care about, but we can't be there for everyone," Naruto said. "I just feel it's my fault," Kakashi said. "You tried your best. No one would ask more from you. It is time to let go," Naruto said, placing his hand on his shoulder and slowly turning away to leave. It would be best to leave him be after their talk. Maybe he's right. I am dwelling in the past long enough, Kakashi thought, looking on final time at the stone. "I promise, Sensei, I will do my best to protect and guide your son," he thought, smiling and turning away from it, going towards Naruto. "Wait, Naruto, I believe we had a training session," Kakashi yelled, making Naruto stop and turn toward him. Maybe my talk did some good, Naruto thought. Let's get this started. I will teach you a few lightning technique. I have got plenty," Kakashi said, lifting his headband and showing his Sharingan. "Kakashi sensei, I wonder why can't you disable your Sharingan?" Naruto said. "It is because I am not an Uchiha and I cannot cancel the chakra flow into the eye," Kakashi replied. "Maybe your eye is forcibly consuming chakra to remain active." Naruto pondered for a few seconds and said, "Maybe I can apply a seal in your eye that allows you to cut the chakra feed completely, allowing you to see normally but still be able to reactivate the Sharingan." "Really?" Kakashi asked, incredulously. If he could, it would be good. He hasn't seen anything with his left eye in years out of battles. Besides, it would remove his blind spot when not using the Sharingan. I am pretty good with seal. I will see what I can do. Let's get started," Naruto said and activated his Sharingan. "First, I will show you this. Right on, lightning chain," Kakashi said, making a shadow clone. Kakashi smirked his right hand with the clone's left hand, and when they were separating, it created a thin line of Raiton chakra, lightning chakra. Both Kakashi and his clone ran towards the tree, slicing it clearly. "Wow, that's an A-rank jutsu," Naruto said, giggling, and Kakashi's eye smiled. His sensei was always up to learn new jutsu. The next is the final version of my Chidori. It is called Raikiri, Lightning Cutter. It instead of gathering a lightning chakra in your palm of your hand, you envelop your hand in it. By doing so, you can increase the piercing power of your hand, making it promisably to pierce or slice anything. This is why it requires it is called raikiri, because I used it to cut through lightning. This technique requires more chakra control over the element, and it's an S rank technique, Kakashi explained. End of flashback. Mission assignment room. They arrived at the mission room and saw the traditional setup. The Hokage in the center of the table with Iruka to his left. Also in the room near the edge of the table was a girl. She was around Naruto's age. She wore a clip in her green hair in a color that matched her orange eyes. Her ninja outfit consisted of a short, sleeveless white shirt with fishnet armor underneath. Long white armlet and fishnet short with a short white shirt with a spoon skirt over it. Her forehead band for protector was worn to her right arm. Naruto started to stared at her, getting a weird vibe from her. The Hokage simply watched Naruto, analyzing the young girl. Naruto, it is rude to stare. Kuranai scolded at the blonde. Shino remained stuck like always. Remained stuck like always, kid. I am getting a read on Demon Chakra from her. She is the Jinchuriki of the Nibi, Kurama said, and Naruto nodded. Nice to meet you, Seven. I am Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto said, and everyone wondered what he meant by calling her Seven. Nice to meet you too, Nine. I am Fu. She replied, and both Team 7 and Iruka stared at the young girl when she called Naruto 9. Seeing that Naruto called her 7, that could only mean she was also a Jinchuriki. Who would figure? So, old man, I guess this mission involves Fu Naruto asked, and the Hokage called. The mission I have for you is a B rank because of its importance and rather than danger. Rather than danger. The Hokage started. The mission is to get the hidden village hidden in the waterfalls and negotiate trade agreement. Fu here will accompany you to the village since it is hard to find. The Hokage concluded. The Hokage picked up the scroll and threw it at Kuronai and said, in there are the mission details. Naruto narrowed his eyes and asked, you set this up, didn't you? I thought you would like to meet another Jinchuriki like you, the old man replied. I appreciate it, Naruto said and turned to Fu. So let's head out. I want to see your village, Naruto said. Before we part away, prepare for a 1 week mission. Gather at the west gate in 1 hour, Kurona said, and everyone left the room. West gate 1 hour later. 1 hour later. At about 1 hour later, everyone stood ready at the gate. After they signed their release form, they left the village traveling at the shinobi pace towards Fu's village. Their travel was uneventful. They were attacked by a few low-level thugs, noting they wouldn't handle. So Fu, what is your village like? Naruto asked, and Fu got a bit hesitant. The only thing I can say is that it's beautiful, Fu replied. The thing is, I love the most easy that I the thing I love most is that it has the most beautiful sunset. She explained, and Naruto nodded. Another thing is that my village's atmosphere tends to a bit moist for the waterfall, so it is perfect for finding new bugs. She concluded. Bugs. Shino asked, raising an eyebrow. Oh, that's right. You are from the Aburami clan that specializes in bugs, right? She asked, and Shino nodded. On one side effect of me, on side effect of me having the of being the Jinjuriki of the Navy is that I can communicate with bugs and use them as weapons. She explained. By the way, how is the UE Nibi? Naruto asked. If you want, we can open an channel. Fu asked, and Naruto nodded. Kuroma opened the channel, and they were dragged to the appeared to be a very dark room, and in the center there was a light. Few seconds later, two figures in the room. The first appeared to be a giant bug with horns and wings, and on top of him, his head was Fu. The other was a big fox with 9 tails and orange fur, and on top of his head was Naruto. Chome, long time no see, Kurama said. It's been a while, Kurama. Chome replied. You know, I never thought of seeing you friendly with your container, Chome said, smirking. Laugh if you want, but it gets boring being sealed for 100 years, and I need something to entertain myself. Besides, the kid is not half bad, Kurama replied. You damn right I'm not bad, Naruto replied, and the QB used his tails to knocked him down from his head and sent crashing to the ground. You are a little brat, Kuroma. You're still a brat. Kuroma said, and Fu laughed. Naruto simply shrugged his thumb to Kuroma. Damn furball, he mumbled. It was good seeing you. Until next time, Kurama said, and both of them exited their mindscape. What happened, Naruto? Both of you spaced out, Kurona asked. We were just talking among ourselves with the Kyubi and the Nibi. They hadn't seen each other in a few years, Naruto said, and seeing the confused look of Kuronai, Fu decided to elaborate. Jinjuriki can create a mental link with other Jinjuriki and talk through their mind, Fu explained, and everyone nodded. Few hours later, near the waterfall village, teammate and Fu were arriving at the village entrance when Naruto instantly kicked in, making him slightly jump up to surprise. What's wrong, Naruto-kun? Hinata asked, confused. That wasn't much talk after what Naruto said. Naruto-kun, is it? Is she your girlfriend? Food is wanting the juicy details. She is, but I sense three chakra signature coming towards at high speed, all Jonin level. Naruto said, and everyone got in position. Fu, what's your rank? Naruto asked. I am gaining level alone, but if I use Nibi chakra, I am around Chunin level, but I can control it past 2 tails. She explained, and Naruto nodded. They may not be enemies. However, let's take precautions. Naruto said, and Kuronai took charge. Since there are 3 Jonin, we will need to split up. Naruto, can you take on by yourself? Kuronai asked, and Naruto nodded. I have a few tricks up my sleeves, and if need be, I can use the Kyubi's chakra. Naruto replied. Then Naruto, you can take on Hinata and Shino, the other, and me and Fu will take the last. Kuronai ordered. Moments later, 3 figures rushed out of the wood and jumped in front of Team 7 and Fu. The middle figure that seemed to be the leader wore a full body sleeveless suit that was mostly black with sides being lightning purple. He had green hair and purple eyes. The other two wore the same outfit that consisted of full body black suit on top of a light blue mid-sleeved shirt with black belt in their waist. The faces were completely covered by black marks, revealing only the eyes. However, what all three of them had in common was the headband that had the design of a musical tone. Who are you and what do you want? Kurana asked, keeping her guard up. My name is Yuku Ayo, and we are here to take her. He said, pointing to Fu. As he said that everyone took a defensive formation around her. Ruku Ayo, you are a missing ninja from the Leaf Village. Kurunai said, what do you want from me? And I don't recognize your headband symbol. Fu asked. We are from the Hidden Sound Village, and we want you because you are the guardian of the Ivanhoe Hero Water. Io said, getting ready to take by force if need be. Hero Water, Naruto asked, who was a bit reluctant but decided to tell them since they would most likely help her. Her Hero Water is a special water that exists in our village and it's considered a forbidden drink. The water gives the users, when consumed, an immense boost in chakra. The water multiplies by 10 folds multiplies the user's chakra output 10 times the chakra's output. However, it shortens their lifespan. Our ancients use it to defend our village when needed. And the reason they want me is because I am the guardian of the fountain. Fu explained, and Team 8 eyes wide and multiplied chakra output by tenfold is some power, but no power comes without cost. Well, you aren't getting Fu, Naruto said, and took a step forward. A brave little genin. Are you? Smirked Ayo and withdrew his sword. Naruto's eyes widened when he saw the sword. That's the lightning sword of the Thunder God, Naruto said, and Kuronai wondered how could the second sword end up in auto position. Enough of this. If you don't surrender the girl, we will take her by force. Ayo said, we are not letting her go, so that means we fight. Kurunai Sensei, I will take Ayo because of the sword. My affinity should do well against him. Naruto said. He channeled chakra to his storage seal, and in a puff of smoke stood in his right his Chokokoto. He channeled lighting chakra through it, and it began to sparkle with lightning blue aura around it. Naruto versus Ayo. The group split up until it remained only Ayo and Naruto. They both eyed each other before anyone made any move. You have a lot of nerve to face me in battle. What with this sword I am invincible. With this sword I am invincible. Ayo said, smirking. Iris said, smirking. Naruto shook his head and said, you are too overconfident. No shinobi is invincible. There will always be some weaknesses or mistake we will make. You discarded dashed forward, intending to kill the annoying blonde. He brought his sword down with vertical slash, trying to kill him in one swift motion. However, Naruto blocked his rising with his own sword, and both fought for dominance, leading to a standstill. How can that be? How can you block this sword like that? Ayo asked, and getting annoyed. His sword was supposed to be the most powerful sword in existence. Like I said, no one is undefeatable, and that sword isn't all powerful. My sword is made of chakra metal, and I have a very high affinity towards lightning, making my sword almost on par with yours. Naruto explains, smirking and pissing off Ayo. Shenbon shower, Ayo said, and picked his umbrella and throwing it in the air. The umbrella started spinning and launched massive amounts of shenbons towards Naruto. Naruto saw no way to dodge them all and went through a few hands as a earth fall. Naruto said, and earth rose from the ground blocking the bones. You are not bad for a genin. I said, genin's only in name. Genin in only name. Naruto said, smiling and going through a few more hand seals. Kaiton no Jutsu, great fireball jutsu. Naruto said and sent a fireball towards Ayo. He simply brought his sword up and in a downward slash he cut through the fireball, making it disappear. Ayo dashed towards Naruto, but this time he channeled chakra to his sword and he tried to shock Naruto. The sword sent a shock wave towards Naruto, who stood his ground, not moving an inch. Ayo laughed, thinking he got Naruto, but quickly quieted down when he saw Naruto getting shocked, but standing there as if nothing was happening. How can you stand there? Ayo asked. I told you I have a high lightning affinity. By constraining my external body with chakra, by any lightning attack I receive is ineffectual. Basically, anything shorter than an S rank jutsu or other extremely well considering I am immune to lightning attacks. That's the reason why I decided to fight you, Naruto explained, and Ayos sneered his teeth. It doesn't matter, I'm going to kill you anyways, Ayos said, and once again tried to slash Naruto, but he blocked again and jumped back. Let's see what you can do without your precious sword, Naruto said, and activated his EMS. It would be first time using it in a long range of this. Kamui, Naruto said, and focused on the sword. Moments later appeared that seemed to be a small rift, sucking the sword into it, and concerning away only was as the sword got immediately sucked out of his hand. Bastard! Where did you send the sword to? Now I was getting seriously pissed by him. I took the sword and intend to take it back to Konoha where it belongs. Naruto explained. It is time to end this. I need to go see how the rest of the team is doing. Naruto dashed forward as an expected. Naruto couldn't do much without his sword. I followed the path that most Kekkei users do. They focus mainly on that and that only that they are invincible and think that they are invincible. Naruto brought his sword to a vertical slash, making Ayos block in with a kunai and jumped to the right. Shuriken Shadow Clone, Naruto said, and sent 5 shurikens that multiplied to 100. Ayo brought his umbrella blocked them all. Ayo ran towards him, and before Naruto could realize he was stabbed in the back with a kunai. Ayo smirked until Naruto disappeared in a blue lightning, sending a rush of lightning chakra through Ayo, shocking him. Ayo was left lightning twitching all as he looked for Naruto. Ayo barely dodged Naruto's hand as it rose from the ground and tried to catch him. Water bullet, Ayo said, and sent a few bullets towards Naruto, who got hit with 3 of them, 2 in the chest and 1 in the leg, leaving him in the ground, cuddling in pain. Naruto sent the water bullet, okay? Ayo approached Naruto, getting ready to finish him with the kunai. Naruto got hit. Alright. He brought it down to slash his neck. Ayo smirked until Naruto poofed away in smoke, and suddenly he froze, unable to move. He only saw Naruto appeared behind his back and smirking his hand in the back. How? I barely managed to ask. You let your guard down. When you hit me with the water bullet, you thought you had me. However, when you sent them, I switched with a clone and I hid underground. When you approached to kill my clone, I popped up and placed a paralyzing seal on you. Naruto said, and I was just cursed his luck by being defeated by a mere 14-year-old. Now that you can't move, you will answer a few questions before I take you back to the lift, Naruto said and walked in front of Ayo before standing a few inches before him. What do you want to the water on the water for? Naruto asked in an emotionless tone, glazing Ayo with his cold blue eyes that seemed to reflect Ayo's soul up them. Like I would tell you anything. I was snared and Naruto simply shrugged. Let's have some fun then. Naruto said, licking him his lip in a typical Anko fashion, giving him shiver. Damn kid, when did you learn that? Kurama asked, surprised by sudden changes in attitude. When you have Kagebushan combined with the Sharingan that gains you photographic memories, you are bound to learn quite a few things. And have you forgotten? I have read almost the entire library in Konoha. Naruto explained and cut the feed, deciding to focus on Ayo first. Naruto activated his Sharingan but only gave him shivers. Ayo wouldn't budge. Let's try this. Mangekyo, Magan, Hellfire Jutsu. Naruto said, trapping Ayo in an illusion that gave him the idea of being burned alive. This went on a few moments, and yet Ayo wouldn't crack. That alone isn't going to cut it. Ayo said weakly, even though he didn't come back to the illusion. Succumb to the illusion, he was weakened by it. I wonder why you wouldn't talk. I mean, you are going to Konoha anyway, so why not make it easier for you? Naruto said, trying to rationalize with him. It isn't Konoha. I am afraid. Ayo replied, and Naruto rose an eyebrow. Hey, Kuroma, I can't use Sukoyomi yet. Can you lend me a hand? Naruto asked. Of course, I'm always up for some fun. Kurama said, smirking. Naruto deactivated his Sharingan and channeled Kyuubi's chakra to his eyes, turning them into blood red with black vertical slit. Naruto glared into Ayo, and suddenly he dragged into Naruto's mind. Ayo wondered where he was until he was faced with the steel cage door that seemed to be meant to keep the something locked up. However, that thought would shiver as the doors were fully unlocked. Io glazed inside only to see two blood red eyes glowing in the darkness. The eyes were increasing in size as the figure could be seen approaching. A few seconds later, the figure revealed itself as the eye make him freeze in place. In front of him was the orange fox with nine tails swirling. In the front of him was the Kyuubi no Yoko, the most powerful of all Biju. Oh, a snack! You are too good to me, kid. Now Kurama said, walking slowly towards Ayo, who remained in place but apparently lost control of his bladder. I told you I wasn't a bad guy, Naruto said, simply watching Ayo wet himself, literally. Kurama approached Ayo, licking his teeth, getting ready to devour him. Okay, okay, I will tell everything I know. I was startled, not meaning to control his body at the moment. What was so hard now? Was it that wasn't so hard? Was it? Naruto asked rhetorically. Why do you want the water? Naruto asked. It was a mission. Our village leader was acquiring the water a particular mission, but I don't know what he wants it for. I quickly answered. I see. And who is your village leader? Naruto asked. Orochimaru, the snake Sanin. I replied, and Naruto rose an eyebrow. Orochimaru founded his own village. Interesting. I will tell the old man when I get back. Naruto thought. Anything else I should know? Naruto asked, and I quickly shook his head, saying no. Naruto released the illusion, and went behind, giving a chop to his neck, knocking him out. Naruto released and paralyzed and appeared into a chakra seal. He tied him up with the ninja wire and sealed him in a central scroll to keep him alive. Thanks, Kurama. Naruto said. Wait, how long is it? Okay, I can go along. With others, Naruto made their way to the other battle in time to see them end. Naruto, are you good? Kuranai asked. Yes, I have his sword and he is sealed in this historical scroll. I will take him back to the questioning, but taking back to questioning, but I didn't manage to find out. If did manage to find out that his village is run by Orochimaru, Naruto explained. Orochimaru? Kuranai asked. Yes, we will inform the old man when we arrive at the village. Naruto said, "How is everyone?" He asked. We are good. Shino and Fu are a little out of breath. Every few bruises and scratches, but nothing too major. Hinata replied. Let's go to the village and to rest up and report the details. The village gate. Teammate leaded by Fu was approaching the village gate of the waterfall village. They arrived near the gate and were stopped by two guards. The guards turned to the approaching people and stood to Konoha team with Fu. Is to stop the Konoha team with Fu. So you are back already? One of the guards asked Fu, clearly displeasing her. She frowningly nodded, and the teammate caught this and weren't happy. Primarily Naruto. My name is Yuhi Kuronai. I am here with my team, Aburame Shino, Hyuga Hanata, and Uzumaki Naruto for negotiation. Kuronai said, handing them the scroll with the Hokage stamp. Welcome to the waterfall village. The same guard said and allowed them pass. They were walking towards the village center where the village elder lived. Team 8 seemed to be noticed that Fu was getting the same hateful glares that the cause infliction as Naruto did in Konoha. It seems that you are two aren't liked here. Naruto started sadly. It is the fate of all Jinchuriki. We were all tired badly, but even then, try badly. But even then, there are some people that see us for us, and not for the beast. Fu re-explained. I don't understand why people can't see the difference between a scroll and a kunai. You are human. A human, just like the rest of us. Hinata said. Naruto chuckled, with this laugh was filled with irony and got confused looks from everyone. Jinchuriki, the power of human sacrifice. Naruto started getting the attention of everyone. I have thought a lot about this, and more I think, and the more I think, the more I realized We aren't human, Naruto said, getting glares from everyone. Even the Kyuubi and the Nibi were listening. Naruto got into the thinking position before continuing. The moment the Biju are sealed into a human being, either it is a newborn or adult, we are bound with him until the end of our life. Since if you remove the Biju from the host, he dies. Naruto said, and he got gasps from everyone. It is strange thing the Biju and their host. Strange thing the Biju and their host. We do not need them, and yet we cannot live without them. The moment they are trapped in us, they become part of us. Naruto said, and everyone stopped walking and just stood there listening to the blonde. If you compare combined forces, we are unstoppable. Or if we combine forces, we are unstoppable. And yet, a piece of paper with ink can cripple us. He is making us strong yet fragile. Once we are bonded, for each of the host gain a special ability that neither or someone with Kekkei can achieve. Neither someone with Kekkei can achieve. Our chakra starts changing to adapt the Biju's demon chakra, making it stronger than other humans. So you see, I am not the beast, but I am not the same human I was born. Naruto concluded, and no one said anything. Everyone just started walking and thinking about what the blonde had just said. Is it true? Fu thought, the kid is right. The moment we bond, you become something else, because you aren't me, but you become different from the others. But even I don't know what. Chome said, kid, and I thought you were a brat. Kuroma said, chuckling. To think would come up with something like this, Kuroma said, but Naruto only nodded and didn't say anything. Everyone just continued their path, thinking about what the blonde said. Waterfall, the tower. They arrived at the central of the village and stopped in front of what was supposed to be the waterfall tower. They could see the stairs going to the trees, and the trees itself was the buildings. They made their way up to the tower and stopped seeing two red doors that across to lead to the Shibuki's office. The leader. They knocked on and heard someone say, "Enter." Team 8 and Fu quickly complied and opened the door and found themselves in a small, modest-looking office. There was a shelf with books and a small couch, a few pictures in the and in the back was a desk with Shibuki behind working. Shibuki was has black eyes, has long dark brown hair. He also wears the forehead protector, symbolizing his shinobi stature. He had gray pants, a green T-shirt, and ninja sandals. Oh, Fu-chan, welcome back, Fu-chan. Shibuki said, smiling. Apparently, he was the one of the people who said that treated her well. Hi, mission accomplished, Shibuki-sama. Fu replied and stepped out of the way so Team 8 could present themselves. Thank you for having us, Shibiki-sama. Kurona started bowing. My name is Yuhi Kurona, and this is my team, Aburame Shino, Hyuga Hanata, and Uzumaki Naruto. She concluded, and everyone bowed in respect. Not at all. I trust the travel went well, Shibiki asked, and caught the hesitation in the Konoha's team. What happened? He asked. We were attacked by Konoha Rogue Ninja Rokyushi Io with two other Jonin. Apparently, they were from a new village, hidden village that was founded recently in the rice field country. They were after me, and their objective was to steal the hero water. Fortunately, we managed to win. I was captured I was captured. Both Jonin were killed. Fu explained, and Shibiki brought his hand to his chin and stood there processing the information. Did you find out why they wanted? Shibiki asked. I interviewed their leader Io, and apparently their village is called the Hidden Sound Village, and their leader is Konoha's rogue shinobi Orochimaru, the snake son. In Naruto stepped forward and explained. This is traveling news. Shibiki started. The water is very dangerous, even more in the hands of Orochimaru. I will ensure increase security in the borders and in the fountain to make sure he is finished. We will take Io for interrogation back in Konoha, and we will send you the information we find. Kuranai said, "Thank you, I appreciate it." Shibuki replied, "Now, Kuranai-san, shall we discuss the trade agreement?" He asked, and Kuranai nodded. Fu accompanied them to the hotel until we finished our talking. Shibiki said everyone bowed and left the room. Around the village. You are right, this village is amazing. Naruto says as they were walking towards the hotel. The village had a few natural turn to it. There were trees, grasses, and other plants everywhere. Even the trees were earth itself. Terrains were Earth itself. Yes, and it seems to have many different bugs species around. Shino said and observed the village and tried to find out different bugs around. Is that all you think about bugs? Naruto asked, getting a bit creeped out. You don't realize that bugs are my weapon. You don't realize that bugs are my weapon, Shino said in his usual stonic tone. You know, Naruto, fools began. Since you never used bugs, you don't realize how useful they are. They are excellent for spying. They can steal chakra from the enemies, poison them, or remove poison in you, and many other things. Fu explained. I guess it is true. It is true. However, for information gathering, I have my Kagebushon, and for poison, the QV. Take care of that. Naruto said and noticed that Shino was talking to Fu about bugs. I guess those two wouldn't shut up about bugs too soon. It is getting late, and it is a nice weather. How about we go see this amazing sunset? Naruto asked. Who would have thought you were so romantic? Hinata asked, rhetorically kissing him and dragging him along. And that they did. They managed to find a tall tree. They climbed it and sat on top on the very top, overlooking the darkening sky and light from the village. She is right, it's beautiful, Hinata said as he looked at the sky. The sun was going down, just dimly sending light to the earth. The few clouds that existed seemed that they were on fire. Hinata was snuggled into Naruto's chest, leaning her head on his shoulder. His arms were wrapped around her in the protective manner. You know, these are the moments that treasure most, that treasure most. Naruto said, embracing Hinata tightly into him as if he let go she would slip away. When you are with me, he said carefully, caressing her silky hair. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I have never been happier than I am right now with you, she said. Having you here with me makes me forget everything else. I don't even care that my father left me. They can't be called family if it meant being with you. Would have left well before. I don't care about the rest of the world. You are the first person that even showed me real love. Naruto said, and I will treasure you and protect you forever. He said, making her smile. Her dark blue hair flowed in the on the air wind and seemed to shine as the moon made it as way up to the sky. I love you, Naruto, she said. I love you too, Hinata. Naruto replied and leaned forward, wrapping his arms around him and pulling her closer. Their lips met with a deep, passionate kiss. It wasn't long, but it didn't matter. It was a different situation for either of them, and God understood deep love they had for each other. They slowly separated and continued to watch the night sky until they both fell asleep in each other's arms. The next day had come, and apparently negotiation had gone well, and Team 8 was getting prepared to leave. They regrouped with Fu at the gate and to say their goodbyes. Even though their stay was relatively short, a simple night was sufficient for them to slightly bond. After all, Naruto, being a Jinchuriki, quickly became on friendly terms with Fu as Shino. On friendly terms with Shino quickly and quickly became on friendly terms with Fu as Shino. Don't become strangers. Try to visit. Fu said, "Of course, we will do our best." Hinata said, "Hey Fu, I have a gift for you." Naruto started and everyone rose an eyebrow. "Here," Naruto said and handed her a three-pronged kunai. "This is a very special kunai. If you need help or just want to talk, throw it at the ground and I will be there in a flash." Naruto explained, smiling. Fu gladly accepted the gift as there wasn't many people that were good to her. "Thank you," Fu said and watched them leave and faded away with the distance. With Team 8, a few hours had gone by and Kuranai couldn't contain their curiosity anymore. "Naruto, I have a question," Kuranai asked. "Shoot," Naruto answered. He already suspected where this was going. "That kunai you gave Fu, that wasn't a normal kunai," Kuranai said, particularly asking him for an example. That kunai contained the Shiki formation for the Hiraishin no Jutsu. Naruto explained, not revealing too much information just to see the reaction of his sensei. "The Hiraishin no Jutsu? But that is the fourth jutsu." Kuranai started stopping and staring at Naruto. Looks like you figured it out." Naruto said, "I can use it because of it's my legacy. Minato Namikaze was my father." Naruto explained, and even Shino was surprised, finally forgetting his stone face with one on of shock. "How is that possible?" Kuranai asked. "What do you mean?" Naruto started. "Didn't your mother give you the talk?" Naruto asked, making Hinata and Kuranai blush. "Idiot!" Kuranai replied, smacking his head. "The old man named me Uzumaki after my mother because of my father's father had many enemies, primarily Iwa Stone Village. I think I am strong enough to protect myself and everyone I care about, so maybe I will ask the old man to announce it when I became Chunin." Naruto explained. "To think I never realized it. Blonde hair and blue eyes. Only the fourth had that particular combination." She replied, "Don't worry, even Kakashi sensei didn't realize that, and he was his student." Naruto said, You told Kakashi. Yes, I have been training with him sometimes in the past week. Naruto answered, "I should have known when you used the Rasengan on Zabuza." She said to her, "The Hiraishin no Jutsu was his most powerful jutsu." She said, "My father truly was a genius in every sense of the word." Naruto said, remembering his brief talk talk when he met his father, "But I can't use it on his level yet. I can seem to handle extreme speed yet. Every time I try to multiple jump, I end up crashing into something," Naruto said, and Hinata started laughing as she remembered Naruto crashing into the walls of and trees when he tried. I can use it. Kurona, still you can use it. Kurona said she was starting to piece everything together and was starting to realize that Naruto and Hinata were prodigies. The skill they possessed at such an young age to master high-level jutsu and even create their own. My team is going to be the is going to rock the Chunin exam, she thought, and I am betting on it, she thought, laughing. Hokage office, and that's what happened. Kuranai said, "Geez, what's up with the missions? First C rank goes A rank, and now a simple B rank goes S rank." The Hokage said, smoking on his pipe. "Old man, here," Naruto said, and threw him two scrolls. One of the scrolls has Aoi in strategy for his deep incursion, and the other has the sword he stole, the Thunder God. Naruto said, and Hiruzen's eyes widened. The Thunder God was stolen many years ago by Aoi. He didn't think he would still have it. He loosened, unsealed the sword scroll. He channeled his chakra through it, and the sword flooded to life with yellow spark. The Hokage stopped the chakra and thought for a moment before throwing it to Naruto again. Naruto caught the sword, but looked at the Hokage in confusion. The old man sighed and placed his round barrier. "This would be a long talk. What I am about to tell you is a secret only I know," the old man said. "I can trust you. Trust you will keep quiet," the Hokage asked. Primarily Kuronai and Shino, who nodded. The Hokage pondered where to start. "The sword belongs to you, Naruto," the Hokage said. What do you mean? It belongs to me?" Naruto asked, still in confusion. "You have Uchiha blood, however, you are the heir to the Senju clan," the Hokage said, and everyone froze. You could hear a pin drop in the floor. Everyone in Team 8 was looking at Naruto, who was still processing what the old man had told him. "What?" Naruto asked in a low voice. "You know your mother was Uzumaki Kushina, and she came from the Whirlpool country, right?" the Hokage asked, and Naruto nodded. "I will start in the beginning. Hashirama Senju and his wife, Uzumaki Mito, had two children, one boy and one girl. The girl was named Senju Tsunade, the well-known slug Sanin. Tsunade later in life had a child named Senju Kushina. However, due to the war, the Senju was diminished, leaving only Tsunade and Kushina to reform the clan. Due to them being women, not only want to be the breeding stock, they faked the Kushinas death, resulting in birth of Uzumaki Kushina. The Hokage said, "Wow, Kushina is a Senju." You know the rest," the Hokage concluded. "Kushina married Minato and I was born," Naruto said, and the Hokage nodded. Naruto didn't say anything during a few minutes as he thought about everything he learned. Wait, but Then what about everything I found about about Uzumaki clan in my father's compound? Naruto asked. I chose the Uzumaki name because they were cousins of the Senju. During the war, Uzumaki clan was destroyed, but your mother and father went to the old village and savaged what they could. That is one of the reasons your father was so good at fuing jutsu, the Hokage said, and Naruto nodded until he remembered Tsunade. Tsunade is still alive. Alive. Did did she leave me? Naruto asked, not really wanting to know the answer. Hinata went to him and grabbed his hand. No, the Hokage started. Tsunade lost everything she had. Her love and brother died in war. Then the QB attack and her daughter also died. She wasn't in the village at the time, but she heard the news and ran. I tried to find her, but I couldn't. She probably doesn't even know Kushina had a child, the Hokage explained. Naruto frowned for a few moments, thinking about it. Then I will find her and bring her back to the village, Naruto said with traditional smile. You took the news better than I expected, the Hokage said. Well, if Tsunade raised me, I would probably never founded Hinata. Founded Hinata. Even though I had a hard life, I wouldn't trade her for anything. Naruto said, making the Hokage smile, seeing Naruto has good values. That Uzumaki isn't even then Uzumaki. That means Uzumaki isn't even my real name. I kinda grew attached to it. Naruto said, well, when you choose to reveal your heritage, you will be able to pick the name you want for your clan. Senju, Namikaze, or even Uzumaki. However, Uchiha can you can Uchiha you can, since Sasuke is the heir. The Hokage explained. Like I would want to live with that idiot. Naruto said, laughing, and Hokage chuckled. So the sword is mine. Naruto started, but what about Tsunade Bachan? Isn't she the heir? Naruto asked, and the Hokage smiled, seeing Naruto call her Bachan. She hasn't been on active duty in more than 10 years. Since you already completed your missions, are currently the year. You are currently the year. You are already completed missions. Completing missions. You are the current year to the current year. The Hokage example, and Naruto nodded. Naruto channeled chakra to the sword, but strange thing happened. Instead of usual blue spark, the sword flared, but with a bright blue color. The sword was sparkling with lots of power. Then two times he saw it. More than two times he saw it. Two times he saw it. What the hell? Naruto said out loud. Why is it blue? Naruto asked. The Hokage went into professor mode and quickly came out with a theory. Didn't you tell you had a high affinity towards lightning? The Hokage asked, and Naruto nodded. Because of your high affinity, the sword probably reacted strongly to your chakra, probably making it more powerful. The Hokage said, "Guess I am trending up by with metal sword." Naruto said, chuckling and deactivating it. Suddenly, Naruto sniffed and he remembered something. Hiruzen raised an eyebrow, slightly asked what happened. I am just thinking of what the council will say when they find out I belong to the two most powerful clan in the world. Naruto said, smirking, it is going to be so much fun, he said, and everyone saw it dropped. The Hokage simply laughed. The old man hated the council meeting, but apparently young Naruto seemed to be enjoying them. So, I have a couple of things to say. That it is the last of the video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you like the video. Don't forget to as well. Don't forget to subscribe, because that is the best way to be notified for when I release the next part. That being said, bye bye.